30 centimetres of opening question.
Tiny bit.
Wipe it off. To eye up.
Just put some soil in it. Don't drop them because they'll leave them.
Get 15 onions out of 8.
Good morning. Welcome back to another video. This is the second time that I've filmed this intro or video bit because my camera or laptop, I don't know which one to blame, decided to delete the footage from this morning, and I was really happy with the footage from this morning, but it's gone, so here we are. Now, firstly, I'd just like to apologise for not uploading a video last week. I had some friends visiting, I had a weekend of no social media and no phone. I caught up and ate pizza and went out for lunch and went shopping, and I showed them around where we live. We went and visited the city nearest to us, and it was just a really, really lovely weekend. I just thought, I just don't want to do a video. Have a nice chilled weekend with my best friends, which is nice. But back on the video. We had some ideas we want to get done. Thought of those ideas and run with them. So the second living room, which we were using over the weekend for the girls, our TV got broken. We're not sure whether it got broken in the move or whether it got broken in the loft before we moved. Screen was smashed quite badly, to the point where when we plugged it in, where something had obviously hit it and then the glass had just shattered, so the main impact and then it shattered. I just want to apologise for lighting when I was sitting by a window. The lighting this morning was really lovely because the sun was shining in, so now it's a little bit dusky, so apologies if the lighting does change. We had to buy a new telly because you couldn't read anything. I couldn't read anything. Decided to change the fireplace. So the fireplace is a little chimney, and it had a little electric fire just in the bottom, which looked like, it was like a faux log burner, I suppose. A little plug-in, but it was super noisy and we didn't really like it. So we took it out. Dad stripped the chimney breast and found some peculiar items which shouldn't be up a chimney. So we took out all of those. Dad then put a little stud wall behind, so with just timbers, and then plasterboarded it and plastered it. Put in a new vent so that the chimney breast can breathe, which in a chimney you have to allow it to breathe, which is, so we had to put that in, blah blah blah. We then found a really lovely electric fire, wall-mounted electric fire, so we decided to go down that route instead of putting in a log burner, because anybody who has a log burner who is thinking of buying a log burner will know that log burners are very expensive. Very expensive. We are fortunate enough to already have a log burner in the house. Getting a log burner in that room would cost a lot of money. But in the £3,000, for example, log burner? No. And we have solar panels on the house. We had a gentleman come around last week and talk to us about whether we would be able to have solar panels and how much it would cost and how beneficial they would be. Turns out quite beneficial. So when we were talking to the solar panel man, he basically looked at our bills. The man basically came in and talked about how beneficial it would be if we were to go down the route of solar panels, and it basically worked out for like 80 to 90% of our electricity bill, which is really good. Obviously with the solar panels, the money that you pay outright first is obviously a lot bigger, and then it takes a few years to be able to accumulate back what you have spent, making more energy than we need. So more electricity will be going back to the battery, which means we would be having more than required. We thought, let's put things in like an electric fire, do up the room. And we thought about making that room into a snug. The only thing we can't decide yet is whether to paint all of the walls one colour with a dark ceiling, because I love a dark ceiling, it looks so nice, or just have one feature wall with shelves, gonna put in fitted cupboards, and then just have the other walls neutral. But that's something we've got to think about, and put a sofa bed in there so that when we've got friends, family to come and stay, they can have a room each rather than having to just share one room if they don't want to share with anybody, which is fair enough. So we've been doing that. So we've got some lights for our new room, which we have these like the vintage retro style light bulbs. We got 6 of those for not very expensive. They were from Amazon. Then we got these lights. So I don't know if you can see. There we go. You can see. So they are wall mounted lights. So they are the sorts of lights. They are called an industrial wall light, because we want to go for that the older style. We don't want to make it too modern, but have modern features. The second project that we thought, yes, we need to do was, or is, the main ingle-nook fireplace. So we have a really big ingle-nook fireplace in the living room. When you're sitting in the living room, it's quite dark, it's quite dingy, and the back wall behind the fireplace just looks really sad, and the stones are a different colour to the other stones, so it's coloured from the fire. I don't know whether it was an open fire before or what have you, but we've decided to put black and white tiles down the back, and we thought about putting them on the bottom, but it's actually got a black slate at the bottom, so the black and white tiles will look really nice with the black. And we've already put fireboard behind it, and it makes such a difference already. We thought about doing the sides, but if you look at the sides, plasterboard, it's not flush, and because there's a beam going across the top, you can't plaster over the top of the stones because it will be too far out and then it will just enclose it. So we're going to leave it as it is and just tile the back, and we think that that will make a huge difference and lighten it up and will look great. Because the weather has been beautiful, we finished the veg patches. So the veg patches are finished, and gardening is hard work. I thought it was nice and relaxing. It's hard work. I was knackered. Enjoy the video, and I'll speak to you later. Okay, welcome to the garden. This lovely sunny day, but it's cold again. Sure, I feel like I say every video that it's cold. Let's have a look in my little gardening bag that I'm finally going to put to some use. We have got some red onions that we're going to plant. We're to be planted now. Doesn't say anything about those. They're fairly low maintenance. And we also have white onions, loads of those, 8 packs, so that's good. Again, they can be planted now. Now, we'll get to the potatoes, which are high maintenance potatoes. Sprouting in the bag, so they should probably be planted now. Let's have a look. Right, growing instructions. Ooh.
Give me something straight from your heart. All this insecurity.
I have no idea what any of this means.
Yeah, I think.
Grows up. So 6 centimetres in the ground, 20 centimetres apart, 4 months time we have an onion. That's all it gives you, don't know. So I'm going to move all of these bricks and put them back on the brick pile and take off the cardboard that we have put on the top just to protect from weeds. Put some soil in it. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll put potatoes.
Slowly, nah. Maybe I'm yours, maybe I'm not. I think about it way too much, and every single thought is making me. Give me something.
We have no idea what we're doing. Otherwise, we're just reading the back of the packet.
You're making me sleep.
At home, was manure because we have set the straw finance amounts of poo. So small system of poo, and then we are putting soil on the top for obviously the veg and stuff to root into, but also getting the nutrients from the poo. I think. Does that make me sound like a gardener? Do I sound like I know what I'm doing?
Don't call me just 'cause you're lonely. You know you're killing me slowly. Nah, maybe I'm yours, maybe I'm not. I think about it way too much, and every single thought is making me.
My little potatoes. So these up here are called the eye. I had to Google it. So, you know, me being a potato expert, I have to plant them down this way in the soil. This is what it's telling me. Plant it in the soil, 30 centimetres apart and 4 to 6 inches down. That's the eye. Plant it at the top, and then you have to put lots of soil on the top of it. Hence why I'm going to have little mounds, hopefully.
Shitty car, but we hit the road. Doesn't matter where we go and destination unknown. I don't care where the motor.
That is all the potatoes planted. I think I had 50 potatoes, so I don't know how many that'll make, but probably quite a lot. One whole bed full of potatoes, whether they're correct. Most of them look quite well spaced. There's one little dodgy one that is not quite as well spaced as the others. If that doesn't grow, it doesn't grow. Plant onions in the other ones. So we have 100 onions, which
probably won't all fit in there. I don't know if we're using like bunch them together. I don't know. Don't think that'll fit. So if we just do 1 pack of onions, we can maybe do some more onions. That's what I'm going to do next. The reason why we're doing this, so we're doing this because we've always wanted to be a little bit more sustainable and a little bit more self-sufficient. So to be able to go out and pick our fruit and veg is always something that we've wanted to do. And also when we do the little barn, it then means that we can say to either friends and family or guests that come and stay, that we can say, go and help yourself in the vegetable patch. We're going to get a little greenhouse, which we'll do peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes, got sweet corn. I think those can go outside. There'll be some that we do in the greenhouse as well, which is really cool. We found a little greenhouse, kind of like polytunnel type thing. Got a little tin shed, which is useless to us. We don't want this. It was obviously a potting shed at some point, so we're going to get rid of that so that we can plant things that like the warmth and don't like being outside. So things like cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, chilies. Oh, grow, because we like a chili. I found one worm. Worms are not my friends, but I only found one, and he's planted with a potato, so he'll have great dinner. Okay, so in this bed we are planting shallots because apparently I don't read, and I thought they were white onions. So we have shallots, which are these. We have 8 of those, and then red onions because we really like red onions, and I prefer cooking with red onions. However, look how tiny they are. They are so small, so small. There's 50 in this bag and 50 in the other, so we'll see how many we can get in.
Everything stops when you move like that, yeah. Everything stops when you move like that, yeah. Everything stops when you move like that.
Okay, gardening question for anybody that knows about gardening. On the packet, you have a number that says onion 7/15 and 14/21. Does anybody know what that means? We've narrowed it down to that's how many you get out of the packet. That doesn't make sense because in one packet I've only got 8 onions, so I can't get 15 onions out of 8. Somebody can enlighten us, that would be great. Thank you for watching. That is this week's video all wrapped up. As you can see, we've got vegetable patches finished, the fireplaces started. Apologies for the noise, we have scaffolders in. We've started the fireplaces but can't finish them. Dad has gone down to West Sussex today, and I don't know about you, but I don't fancy trying to do the complex cuts with that fireplace, so we'll leave that to the expert. So that'll be done next week, so you'll have to look out for next week's video to see the reveal of that fireplace, to see the tiles on the other fireplace, bits and pieces that we are doing throughout next week. We've got lots of jobs to do, lots of things to be cracking on with. I'll leave this video here, don't want it to be too long. If you've made it to this part, well done. I did ramble on quite a lot whilst veggie patching. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave our handles down below. You can follow us on Instagram. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week. Bye!
Sorry to my ex.